All right, ladies and gentlemen, my viewers all, let me first apologize for the late start to today's Principals Hour. We have been having some serious technical difficulties. We had to be working overtime and working some form of miracles so that we could join you today. Currently, there is no landline internet connectivity in the Kellett's proper area. And that is the reason why we are joining you this late. But I trust and hope that you have been patiently waiting and you are ready to join us today for our Principals Hour. Today's broadcast will take the place of our orientation for the school year, which begins tomorrow. So I want to use the opportunity to share with my viewers the orientation for Kellett High School. At this time, we will be starting the orientation with a devotion, and this will be done by the Reverend Dr. Cameron, a board member, and I hope that you will be blessed.
This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Truly, we're giving God praise for His goodness and His mercy. The psalmist declared, "We give thanks unto the Lord for His good, for His mercy endureth forever." I am Dr. Cameron with your devotion this day for the Kellett High School. And truly, we're giving God praise because He is a good God. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Truly, we're giving God praise for His goodness and His mercy. The psalmist declared, "We give thanks unto the Lord for His good, for His mercy endureth forever." I am Dr. Cameron with your devotion this day for the Kellett High School. And truly, we're giving God praise because He is a good God. The songwriter declared, "Don't try to tell me that God is dead. He woke me up this morning." And indeed, we are grateful to our Maker for His excellent mercy. And we give Him praise as the psalmist declared, "Created me a clean heart, renew within me a right spirit." One writer says, "Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood." We give our Maker all the praise. Because the writer declared in Psalm 34, Psalm 34, "I will bless the Lord at all times." His praise shall continually be in our mouth. And we continue to trust in Him. The word today comes from the book of Hosea. Hosea chapter 4. We're going to be reading from verse 6 to verse 10. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because they have rejected knowledge, I have also rejected you from being my priest. Since you had forgotten the law of your God, I will also forget your children. The more they multiplied, the more they sin against me. I will change their glory into shame. They feed on the sins of my people and direct their desire toward their iniquity. And it will be like people, like priests. So I'll punish them for their ways and repay them for their deeds. They will eat, but not have enough. They will play the harlot, but not increase, because they have stopped giving heed to the Lord. We see here where God is speaking to the people through his prophet. And he's telling them the reason for their destruction. They have rejected the knowledge of God. And that is what is evident in our world today. The knowledge of the old is being ignored. And we see here it will destroy the priests, it will destroy their children, it will leave destruction and mayhem in our path. Because God honor his word above his name. He honor his word. And when we as a nation or as a people disregard the truth of God, men will be in trouble. Let it be today that we give heed to the word of Almighty God. And say like the psalmist, thy word have I hid in my heart, that I may not sin against thee. Father God, we thank you for your word today. And I pray in the name of Jesus that we do not go down the destructive path, but we look to you for direction and guidance. And you will be gracious to provide blessing. This mercy we humble ask and beg. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, thank you, Reverend Cameron, for that lovely devotion. And I hope that my viewers have been blessed. In this time, we need the Lord to direct our path. And as we embark on a new year, we ask God to bless Kellett High School and to direct our steps as we move into this new normal of online teaching. So I hope my parents and my students are on, and I hope that you will receive all the information that is required for you to start school tomorrow. There's a section on the agenda where we're going to ask our viewers, our parents, our students to ask questions, and we will provide the responses as best as possible. So at this time, we will be looking at the evolution of Kellett High School. So we want to give you a small history of Kellett High School and how we started and where we are now. So I hope you'll be informed. All right, so the evolution of Kellett High School. Upon registration in this noble institution, you have begun your educational journey at the only high school in Clarendon, Northern Clarendon, to be exact, Northern Clarendon. You have an opportunity to pursue studies that will provide you with employability skills and improve your chances of being able to participate in many of the industries of the future. Located in Kellett, Clarendon, Kellett High School is celebrating its 50th birthday. The school is a government-owned co-educational institution established in 1970 under the leadership of our first principal, Edward E. Dinnell. The school was first called Kellett Junior Secondary, and at that time there were only 3 grades, 7 to 9. But in 1974, it was upgraded to Kellett Secondary, catering to students from grades 7 to 11. In 1998, the school was reclassified as Kellett Comprehensive, and in the year 2000, it became Kellett High School. The school had a major improvement with the introduction of its sixth form program, grades 12 and 13, in 2014. Since its inception, our school has undergone several changes, all designed to improve the quality of educational offerings to students, parents, and staff. This is aligned with the school's culture of continued self-reflection and improvement. At Kellett High School, we are convinced that through excellent academic performance, pursuing the development of one's talent, and becoming socially conscious are not mutually exclusive. In fact, we believe that these must be simultaneously pursued as one strives to become a worthwhile contributor to society. As we continue on our journey here at Kellett High School, we do so with renewed enthusiasm and fortitude. We will be relentless in the pursuit of excellence as we seek to raise the bar in teaching techniques, technology usages, academics, technical skills, sports, culture, and spiritual awareness. All right, so that was a short history of our beloved Kellett High School. And I hope that you would have garnered some information about our school. Yes, we are celebrating 50 years of existence, and we hope that the next 50 years will be even better. We have come far, and I can tell you, my viewers, that we will be even achieving more in the ensuing years. At this time, I will be sharing with you presentations of our teachers. Yes, I know you want to meet our teachers. And so at this time, I'm going to share with you some of our teachers who were able to make it for this broadcast. I hope you do enjoy. Yes.
Hello everyone, my name is Kalia Newby Dunstan, teacher of food nutrition and health at the Kellett High School. I believe that if we put God first in these difficult times, He will see us through. Take care.
So that was Mrs. Newby Dunstan. She's a part of the Home Economics Department.
Hello everyone, my name is Brittany Williams. I am from the English department at the Kellett High School, and I will be working with grade 7L as their resident and form teacher. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Williams. Next, we have Ms. A. McIntosh, acting head of department, English language and modern language. And she teaches English language and literature. Next, we have Ms. Dixon, a teacher of visual arts. Then we have Mr. Linton, teacher within the science department, who teaches physics, among other things. Then we have Mrs. Bartley, teacher of English and literacy. All right, next we have Mrs. Linton, head of the science department, and she's also a teacher of chemistry and biology, among other science subjects. All right, now we have Miss Annette Henry, information technology teacher, and she's also the form teacher for 11 CSEC 1. I hope you're hearing me loud and clear, my viewers, especially parents who are tuning in, as well as students. So we have a new teacher among us. We want to welcome Miss Johnson. And she says, literature adds to reality. It does not simply describe it. And she specializes in English language and literature. Next, we have Mrs. Roberts, head of the Humanities Department, teacher of Geography and Social Studies. Next, we have Miss Richards, teacher of English language and literature. And she's also a form teacher of grade 11. So parents and students, you will meet your form teachers in more detail when they actually would have started engaging in classes starting tomorrow. So you will get more information. This is just a little snapshot of some of our teachers. Then we have Mr. McLeod. He is the guidance counselor for lower school, that's grades 7 to 9. Next, we have Miss Booth, teacher of English language.
Hi there, everyone. Greetings. My name is Trishana Sinclair, and I will be teaching at the Kelly's High School for 4 months in the business department. I will be teaching subjects such as JACE, Business Basics, OP, that's Office Procedures, Office Administration, EDPM, that's Electronic Document Preparation Management. I'm so honored to be a part of the Kelly's High School, and I look forward in working with you guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I will definitely make this opportunity worthwhile. Thank you again.
Good.
All right, so we will save Miss Edwards. She'll be doing another presentation, and you will get more from her. She's also the coordinator of the book room. So we move to some other teachers.
Meet the alternative pathways to secondary education coaches at Kelly's High School, Miss Danine Cruikshank and Mrs. Anisha Gray-Turner. As special educators, they seek to support the special needs of all learners so that they can reach their fullest potential. They look forward to working with you.
All right, so those are our coaches. All right, so on your screen is Mr. Hines. He's the head of the physical education department. And he's also, yes, a teacher of PE. He's also in charge of all ISA-related activities at Kelly's High School. All right, on your screen, we have Miss McNair, and she is teacher of physical education and science. She's also the grade coordinator for grade 10. All right, there are some other teachers, but based on the fact that we had internet connectivity issues, some of the pictures and videos were not able to download, but I promise you that I'll do so during the program so that you can meet some of our other teachers. All right, so teachers who are listening and did not see your picture or your video, it will be shown during the broadcast. Please be patient with me based on the fact that we had internet connectivity problems. All right, so we'll be moving on to some greetings at this time. And we have our hardworking chairman, Mr. Chambers. He's not on us yet. All right, we will send him an invite so that he can join the broadcast, and he will be live in studio with me, and he will have something to say to all the Kelly's High School family. So as soon as he joins us, we will take the chairman who will be live in studio with me. All right, so we have our two vice principals, and they have sent their presentation. They won't be joining me live based on extenuating circumstances, and therefore we will be listening to greetings from our vice principals, and I will start with Vice Principal of Lower School, Miss P. Henry.
Imagine standing in the checkout line of your favorite supermarket or at the cashier of your local wholesale. When you discover that the price of your groceries is far more expensive than you had anticipated, what would you do? Would you walk away quietly embarrassed? Would you ask for a recheck? Would you make up nice that the people them thief and that them going to hell? Or select your priority items and pay with the money that you do have? Let me wish everyone a pleasant evening. I feel privileged to be here with you today. My name is Pamela Henry, and I am the acting vice principal for Lower School. My job includes supervision and reporting for grades 7 to 9, supporting the planning and preparation for parent-teacher conferences and the programs implemented by the grade coordinators. I oversee the safety, conduct, and general welfare of students whilst cooperating with and supporting the principal in giving guidance to the staff and students so that the goals of the institution can be realized. Additionally, I supervise 6 departments, namely English and Modern Language, Agricultural Science, PE, Visual Arts, Library, and Engineering. I work along with these team members to ensure that their departments are performing optimally. I am sure that many of you can identify with the supermarket scenario that I painted earlier on. COVID-19 has left us in the checkout line of life unprepared for the price that we have to pay for our health and continued survival. This is the beginning of a transformation, and we must decide if we are going to look at opportunities or see obstacles. We must reframe our thinking, adjust, and adapt to this new reality. This academic year, my main objective will be to motivate my teachers to be more digitally empowered and to actively seek out self-directed learning opportunities so that our children can enjoy the full benefits of online instruction. I'm also advocating that our core values of respect, love, care, collaboration, and commitment be the living pillars of our policies and programs in these very challenging times. It is hoped that greater self-discipline and motivation will be fostered through the programs designed to cater to the academic growth and personal development of our students. Parents, you have greater responsibility to assume in the learning experience. You are now seen as learning coaches. You may be asking yourselves, how can I prepare my child for online learning? Firstly, create a learning space for them so that they can focus. Next, follow the given schedule or timetable so that the children do not get overwhelmed. Also, it is important to reduce distractions. Distracting sounds such as TVs and radios and phones should be avoided. Most importantly, reach out to us if you are struggling or in need of additional support. If you are feeling overwhelmed, and that is for everyone, try to think positively. Look for the good in the situation. Next, look at the big picture. Take a step back from the small stuff. See things in a whole new light. Think about what you can change or what is in your direct control. Also, be patient, as things take time to get better. Finally, talk about it. Talk to a friend, talk to a family member, talk to someone you trust And better yet, talk to God if you are anxious, depressed, or struggling to cope. I am encouraged by the growing interest of the Kelly's High School family locally and abroad, and their voluntary offers of assistance. We can ride out the storm this academic year and beyond, but we must trust each other and work together, as trust will play a pivotal role in our success. We are forced to be more resourceful and more resilient, and we will excel through determination. I commend my academic staff for their commitment to the institution. They have been tireless in their efforts to adapt and empower themselves in order to be more productive. Enough respect. I also must recognize the administrative and ancillary staff who have been holding down the fort since March. Big up on yourself. And to all our wonderful, supportive parents that don't know say we can't do it without you. So, manners and respect every time. Let us take the necessary precautions to ensure our safety and well-being. Please adhere to the protocols of the Ministry of Health. We are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are never abandoned by God. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. And with these words of hope from 2 Corinthians 4, verse 8 through to 11, I say thank you and wish you all a productive school year.
All right, thank you. Our acting vice principal for Lower School. So parents, students, whatever concerns you may have, yes, you can reach out to your vice principal, Miss Henry, and I'm certain that she will assist you in this new normal. We know that online teaching will definitely be a challenge for you parents. I know that there are many of you who would have been reaching out to me, but we want to assure you that we are here as a school family to assist you. So please call upon your vice principals. All right, so we move to the other vice principal at this time, vice principal of Upper School, and we'll be hearing from Mr. Neville Lewin in a moment. Yes, right.
Good day, parents, students, and colleagues. Let me first thank the Almighty God for giving us life so that we could be here today. And secondly, let me extend the warmest of welcome to you all to this our online orientation for the year 2020-2021. The outbreak of the coronavirus has forced the Ministry of Education to request that all schools move their operation to include classes online, a task which has its opportunities and challenges. Challenges that we may not want to face, but will have to face in light of the present reality. Last school year, I was asked to provide oversight of the portfolio of Vice Principal of Academics, and now this year, with slight changes, I'm being asked to do the same oversight as Vice Principal of Upper School, which includes grades 10, 11, 12, and 13. The senior half of the school, who in my opinion is the half that is at risk of not being able to successfully complete their education and may have the least chance of doing so. It is at this point that I make an appeal to parents and students to take seriously the educational opportunities that are provided. Parents, Ensure that your child go online and engage in all the activities that are online and that they are always supervised. And student, if there's any other time in your life that you were to take your education serious, it would be now, as there are many distractions and the possibility of individuals being left behind. Please, I appeal to you, don't fall in this group. Parents, students, stay focused. As I come to the end of my address, let me say to you that the school, and by extension, the Board of Management and the Ministry of Education stands ready to assist in whatever way it can, and that we continue to follow the guidelines of the Ministry of Education and keep ourselves, our families, and friends safe. Thank you all for tuning in, and stay safe.
All right, thank you, Vice Principal of Upper School, Mr. Neville Lewin. And for parents and students who are in the following grades 10 through to 13, you can reach out to your Vice Principal with all the concerns that you may have. Thank you, Mr. Lewin. All right, so we are going on quite nicely. I know that we would have started late, but I'm sure that you are glued to your Facebook page and your YouTube channel, because I'm sure that you want to know what is going to happen for the new normal for this Christmas term. All right, so we will continue with our greetings, and we will at this time be hearing from our guidance counselor for lower school, Mr. MacLeod.
Chairman of the Board of Governors, Mr. Glenmore Miller. Acting Principal, Mr. Jermaine Harris. Vice Principals, Mr. Neville Lewin and Ms. Pamela Henry. Members of the academic staff, parents, students, both past and present, and for those listening in the diaspora, I bring you greetings. It is indeed an honor to be speaking to such a broad and diverse audience at this time, at this juncture in our history. COVID-19 has in no uncertain way impacted the way we do certain things, how we think, and to an extent, our mode of survival. Speaking from the perspective of the guidance counselor with responsibility for grades 7 to 9, I myself will have to adapt to these changes and develop ingenious ways of delivering guidance program so that all the stakeholders will benefit without shortchanging any. At this point, I will outline some of my roles in relation to my mode of operation during COVID-19. High on my agenda is the welfare of our students. Even though at this time, it is mandated for our students to remain at home during this pandemic. However, it is the responsibility of the guidance counselors to provide welfare needs where necessary. The main focus at this time is to continue seeking sponsorship from our past students and the business community to purchase credit for data, tablets, and possible laptops. Next on my agenda is career education. For career education to be infused in curriculum, it will take the input and cooperation of all the teachers from 7 to 9. Consultation will be done at a later date. Next will be home visits. This will be conducted under strict COVID-19 protocol when necessary. Referrals will be conducted both internally and externally. Referrals are normally given by Dean of Discipline and teachers or form teachers. The counselor will be available in person at school at least 2 days per week to give support to all the stakeholders. And again, these include the teachers, the students, administrative and service staff, in fact, the entire school community. Individual counseling will be done through strict appointment. No longer will a parent just walk through the school gate and declare at the gate that I want to see the guidance counselor without prior contacting us. Group counseling will be limited to a maximum of 3 members per session. Online counseling will be utilized going forward, but the first session, according to the law, a code of ethics, must be face-to-face, that is the counselor and the client. Collaboration will continue with the special head department, where the special focus will be on mental health of our students. Without further ado, in the interest of time, I will pause here and thank you all for listening. And please have a productive 2020-2021, and that in spite of the presence of this pandemic, at the end of the day, we will all say we have overcome. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. McLeod. You have just heard from the guidance counselor for lower school, grades 7 to 9. Again, parents, you will get more information about Mr. McLeod. You will get his number. So if there are any psychosocial support, if you're having issues with counseling and you do need some advice, then this is a man that you need to reach out to. You will get more information. All right, thank you so far to the persons who would have brought greetings, and we will continue with the orientation. Yes, I finally able to access some of the pictures and videos of my teachers, and I really want you to enjoy meeting our teachers. So we will continue at this time.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Miss Bryce. I am the form teacher for grade 8T. I will be teaching integrated science and biology. I do look forward in working with all of you. Thank you.
All right, that's Miss Bryce. She's also the PTA president, and you will hear from her later on in her address to the PTA group.
Hello, everyone. I am Miss Bailey. I'm a teacher of mathematics, and I'll be teaching grade 7, 8, 10, and 11.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bailey.
Parents or guardians, students, colleagues, other stakeholders of the Kellitz High School, good afternoon. My name is Monique Rose Reed, and I will be serving in the capacity as grade 11 supervisor for the academic year 2020-2021. I know that we're living in unprecedented times. I know that things are a bit confusing right now, but may I use this opportunity to assure you, the grade 11 cohort, that we will conquer this. It is possible and we will get it done. I am here to give you my full support, and I am sure that the teachers who are also a part of the grade 11 team will be giving you 100% of their support. So let us all put our hands, our minds, and our hearts together and let us conquer this COVID-19 style. Have a blessed school year.
Hi everyone, a pleasant evening to you all. I am Shakiria McKay, a teacher of agricultural science, head of Department of Agriculture. I teach from grade 9 through to 13. I thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Sandrika Butler. I am a part of the English and Modern Language Department, where I am one of your literacy specialists. I will be the form teacher for 9L. I will also be teaching some students of 8I and 7I. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shanique Atkinson Williams, the form teacher for 8L, and I'm also a literacy teacher. I'm looking forward to working with you for this school term, and I'm also anticipating a productive one. Thank you.
Teachers, students, parents of the Kellitz High School family. I am Miss Bonnick, teacher of history, social studies, and geography. Part of my goal as an educator is to spark curiosity in the minds of students. I would like to thank you for providing me with the opportunity to work with your child in this online era. I thank you.
Good afternoon, colleagues, parents, students, and other stakeholders. My name is Miss Barbara Christian, and I am a senior teacher and grade coordinator at the prestigious Kellitz High School. I have had the great honor of being a member of staff since September of 1985. Presently, I teach religious education and social studies to grade 7 to 9 students. I am looking forward to this new school year and hope that it will be the very best since 1985. With Christ, all things are possible. Thank you.
All right, so there now we have Mr. Harris, Mr. K. Harris, no relationship to yours truly, and he's a teacher of physical education and science.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shannon Laws, and I am your electrical teacher.
All right, thank you, Mr. Laws. Another one of our new teachers, and we are very much happy to have him on staff. He's also a past student, and Kellitz High School family welcome you, sir. Thanks to the other teachers. I hope that I did not leave off anyone off the list. Some came in late, but I hope that I'll be able to download such. So we look forward to sharing more teachers with you as soon as they becomes available. So we have been doing a lot of talking, and we want to mix up the program at this time. We have a new teacher who will be gracing us with her lovely voice. And at this time, we will be having an item from Miss Sinclair. All right, just trying to find that audio. Yes.
Today, I'm going to sing a song called The Climb. I sing this song because, during this time of crisis, we all need some form of motivation. And guess what? If you know the words, I'm sure you can relate. I can almost see it, the dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. Good evening, everyone. I am Miss Sinclair, and today I'm going to sing a song called The Climb.
All right, thank you, Miss Sinclair. Such lovely voice, such lovely singing, and we are truly happy to have you on staff. Yes, parents, yes, students. It's going to be a climb during this online era. It's not going to be easy. I know that many of my students do not have gadgets, whether laptops or smartphones or tablets. But we at Kellett High School will be doing printed materials to assist those students who will not be able to get online. And yes, it's going to be a climb, but we are going to overcome together. All right, we continue with the orientation. I understand that internet is back in the area, so I hope that most persons are able to log on at this time. So we want to welcome all the viewers who are able to log on at this time on Kellett High School Facebook page, as well as YouTube channel. So we would have listened to some greetings, and we're going to continue with the set of greetings at this time. So we have our Dean of Academics, Mr. Chambers. Is she in the studio? We're going to... Oh, yeah, she's... Yes, we have our Dean of Academics live in studio. Could Mr. Chambers assist? All right, we're getting in touch with her, and in a short while we should be having our Dean of Academics, Mrs. Seavright, who will bring her greetings and share some important tips with you. All right, so we'll take the P. All right, she's getting herself ready to join me in studio. because for this broadcast, we have some persons who will be joining us live and some will be doing pre-recorded messages. So I just want you to bear with us. But as we continue, parents and students, past students, all well-wishers of Kellett High School, this initiative, the Principal's Hour, this is the 4th edition, and I believe that we are gaining a lot of traction. We have gotten positive reviews thus far, and this Principal's Hour will be held every Sunday, God's willing, from 5 to around 6 o'clock. But today we actually started late because of the internet connectivity issue. All right, so Mr. Chambers, until we get Mrs. Seawright, is the PTA president there? All right, please see if you can make a call to either of the persons. So we will continue. So the grade coordinators, parents and students, you can write down their names. We have 5 WhatsApp groups thus far as it relates to the PTA. 6th form deadline will be tomorrow, and we will do the interviews for those applicants starting Tuesday, the 6th to the 8th. And as soon as those applicants are successful, then classes will begin for the 6th formers next Monday, the 12th of October. And by then we will create a WhatsApp group for that operation. So all right, Mr. Seawright is about to join us. So Mr. Seawright, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
All right, lovely, loud and clear. So at this time, we'll be taking greetings from our Dean of Academics. Over to you, Mrs. Seawright. How are you doing?
I am fine, thank you.
All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I am Avery Seawright, your academic dean or your Dean of Academics. I want to greet you warmly this afternoon as we start the new school year and wish that you will have a productive one. As David Burns would have said, we are to aim for success, not perfection. Never give your right to be wrong, because then you will lose your ability to learn new things and move forward with your life. Remember, fear always lurks behind perfection. So don't fret. You cannot do nothing without Christ. So all you need to do is to ask Christ to intervene into your life, and you will overcome. We're living in uncertain times, and the minds are overwhelmed. And we value the opportunity to encourage you and wish for you, pray with you, talk with you, and encourage you just to take one day at a time. Never give up. Keep trying. And when you fail, remember that failure is not an option. Start over, try again, but never give up. It is going to be a bumpy ride, but with God in the vessel, we're going to come out of that storm smiling. As your academic dean, it is my privilege to assist you in whatever way I can to navigate this bumpy ride. We help you in finding your classrooms, joining your classes, support you in choosing the right subjects so that your academic journey will be very fulfilling at the Kellett High School, the one and only the Kellett High School. One of my roles also is to help in the curriculum monitoring, also monitor the academic progress of students and ensure that they choose the right subjects that will help them in their academic pursuit and their career's journey. I also assist in analyzing the external and internal exam grades. I do quality control for test items, highlighting and rewarding good and great achievements. We post students who do well. So we have an honor roll, a principal's honor roll, dean's academic list, and a vice principal's honor roll list. And all of those students will be badged according to their grade performance. We are also going to be highlighting this year some of our top achievers in both CXC and the CAPE examination. So as we move forward in these uncertain times, I'm going to ask parents to continue to support your child or your children. Be with them. Wake them up just like when they're going to school in the normal face-to-face. Give them their breakfast and monitor them online. Ask questions. Help them to interpret and design new learning styles to achieve optimal. You're going to be scholars and researchers and life learners at the end of this journey. Thank you very much, as I wish for you all a productive school year.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Seabright. And we look forward to working with you. We look forward to having you working with our parents and our students, as you said, to allow them to find their classes. And we ask parents and students to reach out to Mrs. Seabright. Our number will be in the different WhatsApp groups so that we can assist you to navigate, as she said, throughout this bumpy ride. Thank you, Miss. And we look forward to hearing more from you. God bless you. All right, so there we had our Dean of Academics. She was live in studio, and we look forward to hearing more from her. All right, I hope that you are hearing us loud and clear, viewers, and I hope that you are getting the required information necessary so that we can start school tomorrow in fine style. It won't be easy the first week, but we can guarantee you that we will be here to support you in all endeavors. Now, we had a former student. She came here, I think it was grade 8. She excelled, and at this time she wanted to have an opportunity. She wanted an opportunity to share with us her reflection on Kellett High School. So at this time, we'll be hearing from, just queuing up our presentation, former Edgar. Yes.
Welcome to Kellett High School. Welcome to a new school, to a new term, and I hope that your high school journey will be one to be remembered. Even though we're in unprecedented times right now, I pray and hope that in due time things will go back to normal so that you will have the full Kellett High School experience. My name is Janice Gordon, and I was the former head girl for the year 2019 to 2020. I've been attending Kellett High School since the year 2014. And my experience at Kellett High School is one to be remembered. You know, when asked what is my favorite thing about Kellett High School, I always mention my teachers. So without teachers and students, there would be no school. The school would just be a building. We are what make up Kellett High School. About the teachers at Kellett High School, I consider them to be simply the best. Teachers at Kellett High School, they fill all types of capacity in our lives as mentors, counselors, mothers, and caregivers. They take the time out to ensure that every student grasps the concepts. No one is left behind, and they will make teaching like no other. Their innovation and their creativity will make sure that you learn, but also enjoy learning. And these teachers, they go above and beyond what their duties stipulated them to do. They will host free evening classes, and trust me, you will not go anywhere else and experience this. So take advantage of that when we resume physical classes and make the most of it. I've just grown to admire the rare attributes of Kellett High School teachers, and I thank them for what they have contributed to my life. And Kellett High School is what exposed me to pageantry. I entered the Miss Kelitsai competition in 2016 and I won. I learned a lot from being a part of that competition and I have memories that I will cherish for a lifetime. I've been in numerous clubs in Kelitsai School, and what I've noticed is that it's not about just meeting for a club at 2:30 p.m. on a Thursday. It's about going out to different parts of the country, entering competitions, learning new things, participating in new events, and getting that exposure to many different things. We enjoyed going on field trips. It was something we always looked forward to. And it wasn't just for fun. We actually learned things. We actually met new people, broadened our networks. And it was just amazing. So you will get to experience that very soon, going on numerous field trips and just gaining new experiences as you go along. There's so many opportunities at Kelitsai School. There is something there awaiting you. We have different talents and likings, and there is something at Kelitsai School for you. You can sing, there's a choir, you can dance. There's a dance club where you'll go to various dancing competitions. You like speech and drama. We have a speech and drama club where you will get to go to the JCDC competitions and other competitions. So there is something at Kelitsai School for you. Take advantage of these opportunities. There are many clubs and societies. If you like sports, we have a football team, a netball team, and we're working on other teams. And recently, we started practicing for our school challenge quiz, right? So we have a team for school challenge quiz, and I hope that some of you will be a part of that team and get ready to make Kelitsai School known. That is your duty, to uplift the school, uplift yourself, and make the best of your high school journey. So I wish you all the best and hope that this school year will be a wonderful year.
Thank you, former Ed girl, Janice Gordon. And I'm sure that teachers and students will concur with me that she's one of our bright sparks from this noble institution. And for those students who will be joining us for the first time, she would have encouraged you to make use of the many, many opportunities. I don't think you will go to another high school and have free even classes. And even though our teachers go above and beyond, we find students not taking the opportunity serious. How can you have free classes and then you have students who will not stay back? So I encourage the entire cohort of Kelitsai School from grade 7 to 13. And we'll be having these videos to play over and over, and we hope that someone will be inspired to make the best use of their Kelitsai School journey. Thanks again, Janice, and we wish for you all the success in your future endeavors as you now move on to university. God bless you. So we continue with the orientation, viewers. At this time, I'll be sharing with you our grade coordinators. And for grade 7, we have Miss Christian. She would have introduced herself earlier. For grade 8, we have Miss R. Williams. She had some difficulty in sending her video so that you could hear from her. For grade 9, we have Mr. Benjamin. He also has some technical difficulties. And I'm sure that at a later forum, whether through the WhatsApp groups, we will definitely share their messages with you, parents and students. For grade 10, we have Miss Matmere. You would have seen her picture earlier. And for grade 11, we have Mrs. Rose Reed. She would have brought greetings earlier. And for grade 12 and 13, we have Miss Kelligan, and you will be hearing from her in a short moment. Miss Kelligan. No.
Students, parents, well-wishers, colleagues, good afternoon. I am Kishmay Callaghan, the Sixth Form Coordinator at the Kellits High School. I am also a teacher of religious education and Caribbean history at the CSEC level and Caribbean studies at the Cape level. Despite the challenges presented by COVID-19, we have put a comprehensive plan in place to ensure that our sixth form program is a success. I am proud to report that Kellits High School boasts an 89% overall pass rate at the Cape level. This means that 89% of students who sit Cape examinations attain a passing grade. Currently, we offer 17 subjects at the Cape level, namely physics, chemistry, biology, agricultural science, environmental science, physical education, food, nutrition and health, pure mathematics, geography, sociology, literatures in English, management of business, information technology, entrepreneurship, building and mechanical engineering, also referred to as BMed, and the compulsory subjects at Cape, which are Caribbean Studies and Communication Studies. We are looking forward to offering subjects such as law and tourism in the near future. Now that the CSEC results have been released, we are accepting applications for lower and upper sixth. We have an online application which can be accessed on the Kellits High School social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. Application forms can also be collected at the General Office at the Kellits High School. To become a member of the Kellits High School Sixth Form, you will need 5 CSEC subjects, including English language and mathematics. If students do not have CSEC mathematics, we will accept mathematics at stage 3 in City and Guilds. Students who are interested in applying for upper sixth may do so by writing a letter to the principal, Mr. J. Harris, care of the Sixth Form Coordinator, Miss K. Callaghan, Kellits High School, Kellits District, Kellits PO, Clarendon. As part of the holistic development of the sixth form students at the Kellits High School, personal development classes will be a part of their curriculum. The personal development classes will help to prepare students in the following areas: character development, life skills training, application for colleges and universities, students' loan application, applying for scholarships, social graces, conflict management, and time management. We will have a weekly online forum where students will get the opportunity to express their thoughts and share their ideas. This will be called Express Yourself Youth. There will be seminars and workshops geared towards student empowerment. We will invite guest speakers who will provide professional advice and guidance to students in order to make them the best versions of themselves. We are encouraging all sixth formers to set up a home study center where all online classes will take place. Please view these pictures for ideas. This year, we aim to improve the overall passes at Cape from 89% to 92%. We also want to ensure that 90% of sixth form students who leave Kellett High School enroll in colleges or universities or being meaningfully employed. We have various social events planned for our sixth formers. We are raising the bar at the Kellett High School. Apply today to become a part of this revolution. We are looking forward to seeing you and having you as part of our sixth form program. Thank you.
All right, comprehensive sixth form program here at Kellett High School. Yes, right here at Kellett High School. We started in 2014, and each year we would have raised the bar. And for this coming school year, we will definitely achieve even more. So for those students who have not applied as yet, you need to do so by tomorrow. We have had a lot of applications, and we will start the interview process on Tuesday. So you will hear more. So we look forward to having a successful year for our grades 12 and 13. Thank you, Ms. Kelligan. So online classes will be a challenge. And there are some students who might not want to behave themselves online. We ask that parents will guide their students about how to behave. When we have face-to-face classes, it can be a serious challenge for our teachers to manage the behavior. And I know that online we might have some deviance. We hope we don't have any for the school year, but if we do, there will be a system in place to manage online behavior. So at this time, we're going to be hearing from our Dean of Discipline, Mr. Henry. Ready.
It is said that if you change your thoughts, you can change the world. COVID has changed the world as we know it. And as such, we need to change our way of thinking and doing things. I am Mr. Henry, and I am the Dean of Discipline at the Kellett High School. Discipline is essential for success, and it has become more vital than ever before. We cannot continue with business as usual, and as such, I will be outlining some disciplinary objectives that will guide our instruction and academic operation for the school year. Before I begin, let me extend a warm welcome to the new student and their parents to the Kellett High School. I also want to welcome and greet all returning students and all viewers out there on the social media platform. On your screens are protocols for online classes for this term. Uniform must be worn during all online video classes. Some parents may have some difficulties, but for grade 7s and all new students, they would have been provided with their PE gears, and we will accept their PE gears along with a jeans pant. Next, ensure that your background is free of noise and other distraction. And to avoid all that, please mute your mics. All students must log in at the time indicated on their timetable. So first thing in the morning, you mark your names with your form teacher and then move on to your classes. Avoid interrupting the class in progress if you are late. Make sure that you use your correct names and not an alias or a nickname. Avoid the use of telegraphic texting. And some examples of this, instead of using the entire word you should put a shortening for you, GM for good morning, etc. Do not post unrelated content in groups. And examples are graphic, explicit language, or pictures that has nothing to do with the class. Unrelated or inappropriate conversation while classes is in progress, is strictly prohibited. Wait to be identified, to be engaged in conversations or discussion to avoid confusion or distraction. No eating during live sessions. Be polite to each other. Respect each other's point of view. You may text or message during school hours, and school hours begins at 8 a.m. in the morning and ends at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. If students are having challenges accessing classes, please reach out to your form teacher, subject teachers, or the school or the school's guidance counselor or dean of discipline. Weekends are free unless otherwise indicated by teachers. Absolutely no students should be texting or messaging teachers on the weekends. In closing, I ask that parents see to it that your child is always ready for school. Let them get into that fever. I will leave a video with you for you to see some of the things that I would have highlighted earlier. Have a pleasant evening.
GMA contributor Will Reeve learned a good lesson when he opted for shorts instead of pants one morning.
Yep, that's me. Busted. Wearing shorts on GMA. My casual bottom half going viral.
A news reporter went live on the air without wearing pants. That's GMA's Will Reeve, sitting in his home with a suit jacket and tie on, and some shorts showing off his bare legs. Whoops! He didn't really mean for anyone to see he wasn't wearing pants.
All right, thank you, Mr. Henry. We had a little interruption a while ago, but we're back on live. So thank you, Dean of Discipline. So parents and students, we're asking you to adhere to the rules of Kellett High School. So we have rules for face-to-face class, and we also have rules for online classes. So I hope that we will not have to take out anyone from the classes. So students, be on your best behavior. I know that a number of persons are currently viewing us. There are some persons who are not able to view because of the internet connectivity issue, but this broadcast will be on Facebook and YouTube, so you can always go on at a later date and watch. All right, so we continue with the agenda, and we will be taking some more greetings at this time. So we will be having Mr. Chambers is our exam coordinator. He's online. What about our PTA? All right, so some of the persons who should be joining us live, they are not actually on. So we will move. We're going to move to the next item at this time. So we have our SBA and IA coordinator, SBAs, school-based assessments. You know that for CXC, you will have to do SBA component, and for CAPE, you will have to do an IA component. So at this time, we will be listening to our exam coordinator. Just trying to queue her up shortly. Hold on, it's loading. All right, ready.
Good evening, everyone. I am Claretta Holmes. I serve in the following positions at Kellett High School: Head of the Business and Computing Department, Head of Teacher Mentorship Program, School-Based Assessment and Internal Assessment Coordinator, and Teacher of Principles of Business and Principles of Accounts to grades 10 and 11, and Teacher of Management of Business to grades 12 and 13. This evening, I want to address you on the matter of school-based assessments and internal assessments. School-based assessments and internal assessments are assessments that are given to students under the guidance and supervision of the subject teacher. This is done in order to allow students to obtain a percentage of their grade before actually sitting the final exam. SBAs are given to students in grade 11, whereas IAs are given to students in sixth form, that is grades 12 and 13. SBAs and IAs can be given as a project or it can be given as a practical based on the subject area. All students who are sitting CSEC and CAPE are expected to complete SBAs or IAs, except in the following areas: human and social biology and Spanish. The duration of the SBA normally lasts for 2 years, starting in grade 10 and completing about the second term in grade 11. However, for the IA, sixth form students begin between September to October, as that is the time when they will join the institution. SBAs can be done in groups or individuals based on the subject. If the SBA is given as a group, each student within that group is required to complete a section or sections of the SBA, and this must be written and sent as proof to the teacher based on the section or section of the SBA that the student would have done. If it is that the teacher cannot prove that the child or the children would have completed some aspect or contribute to the completion of the SBA, then the child or children will be awarded ungraded. So parents, we crave your support to assist us teachers in getting students to complete the SBAs and IEs on time. Students who are delinquent, you will hear from me. So Ms. Holmes will be calling you to inform you of your child or children who are not submitting, who have not submitted, or who is not contributing to the completion of the SBA. The deadline for submission for SBA is normally the ending of February, as the grades have to be sent to the exam coordinator, who will send them to CSEC by the first week in March. For IAs, the deadline is normally the ending of March, as again, the grades, the teacher will have to mark the scripts, the grades will have to be submitted to the exam coordinator, and these grades will have to be sent off to CSEC by the first week in April. Parents, I crave your support in order to make this process a success. Parents, children, let us continue to work together in raising the bar at Kellett's High School. I thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Holmes. So coordinator for SBAs and IAs, and students, parents, I want you to pay attention to this aspect of school life. As was said by the coordinator, there are some students who would have received ungraded because they did not do their SBAs or their IAs. And it does not make sense. They sit the exam if they do not have a SBA and IA grade. So we will be paying close attention, and we'll be working with our parents and students to make sure that this is done. I believe that we have the PTA president with us at this time. We are trying to get her in studio, even though it is after 8. Yes, she is here with us in studio. Miss Bryce, are you hearing us loud and clear?
Good afternoon, sir.
All right, welcome.
Rather good evening.
You're here to address your parents and your students, so go right.
Good evening, parents, teachers, and students of the Kellett's High School. It's been a challenge getting here, but you know, we make it. However, I want to extend special warm welcome to the new parents and students of the Kellett's High School family. My name is Miss Andrea Bryce. I am the PTA president. I trust that you all are coping in this new custom of life. As we all are embarking on a new norm life-changing experience that you all will be able to share with us and your children. You are now in partnership with the school and all who share the honor of having attended this noble institution. We have and always will grow to embrace our motto, excellence through determination. The PTA brings an effort of parents and teachers in helping making the Kellett High School the school of choice, possessing great online learning experience that caters to a holistic development of our children. The PTA portfolio undertakes assessment that will spark on the growth and development of the Kellett High School family. And some of these may include: parents should be actively involved in their children's academic progress and growth based on online teaching. Parents and guardians should monitor students, their needs, their behaviors, and their learning styles. Parents should talk to their children about how they are coping with this new norm. The PTA Association of Kellett High School, along with the chairman of the National PTA Association of Jamaica, which is Region 6, have been launching different programs. One was held yesterday, which was sent out in the various groups, and this will assist parents in coping in this pandemic, whether emotionally or psychologically. The NPTAJ, same National PTA of Jamaica, has extended their hands to parents, teachers, and students, also other family members in general, if they are in need of support. There is a number here you can call, 876-612-5707. And this is an online open for persons who need counseling. We sincerely do our utmost best in working with the parents, the teachers, and students to cope in this time of uncertainty. This forum, I know, will be an ongoing process that will keep parents, teachers, and students up to date in decision making with the school-related matter. I look forward in working with you all, and I also will give of my utmost best to ensure that Kellett High School will be the school of choice. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Madam President and Teacher, Ms. Bryce, and we look forward to having you working with our parents and students. Thank you for joining into the studio and being with us live. We look forward to many plans being put in place to assist parents at this time. Thanks again, and do enjoy the rest of your evening. All right, so there we just heard from the PTA president, Ms. Bryce, and parents. Her number is in all our PTA WhatsApp groups. And for those persons who are not in the group as yet, please send me your number. My number will be across the screen shortly. I'm going to ask Mr. Chambers to put up my number. My number is not a private number. All parents and all students can have my number, but please respect my privacy. After 6 p.m., please do not call or WhatsApp unless it is some form of emergency. And on weekends, please try to save the questions until Monday. So I will be putting my number across the screen for you to send me your child's name and number and the grade that they will be going into so that they can be added to these WhatsApp groups. All right, so we're coming down my viewers, we have just gone over 2 hours, and I promise you that we will wrap up before what time is it now? 8:24. Before 9 o'clock, we want to complete this broadcast, but please bear with us because I know that you are anxious and you want all the information so as to prepare yourselves for the beginning of school tomorrow. We are making the sacrifice to be here to share with you all that information that you require. So we will be moving to another presenter, and this presenter will be read the book room and the policy and the operations of the book room. So we'll be hearing from Ms. Edwards shortly. No, not yet. All right, ready.
Good evening, everyone. I am Miss K. Edwards, a member of the English department and the book room coordinator at Kellett High School. I want to officially welcome you back to the new academic year.
So, Miss, will we be getting rental books this term?
Yes, students, you will be getting your rental books.
Miss, is there any reason why I would not receive any rental book this term?
Yes, there are 2 reasons that might prevent you from receiving your rental books. 1, if you have not returned previously borrowed books, and 2, if you have outstanding balance for loss or damage done to the rental books.
Miss, when do we collect our rental books?
Okay, so I'm just going to give you a schedule of the days that you should come in to collect your rental book. All right, if you're in 7K and 7T, you should come in on October 6th. 7E and 8K, October 7th. 8T and 8E, October 8th. 9K and 9T, October 9th. 9E, 1 and 2, October 13th. 10 CSEC 1 and 2, October 14th. 10 CSEC 3 and 10 TBOK 1 and 10 TBOK 2, October 15th, and grade 11, October 16th. To share with you some tips on how to take care of your rental books. I want you to keep them dry, clean, and neat. And I'm encouraging you to use those books. Read through them. I want you to ensure that they are wrapped and keep them away from the younger ones. They will destroy them, and we do not want that. If you have any questions, you could post them to your principal, Mr. Harris. Thank you. Oh, and before I go, I will be posting a list with the schedule of when you should come in and collect your rental book. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, thank you, Ms. Edwards. And those dates have been posted in the WhatsApp groups. So we are just basically reminding parents and students of those dates to collect your textbooks starting Tuesday. All right, I know you have many questions, and there is a section on the agenda. So we will move straight to that. We have one more presenter. We have 2 more presenters but we will move into the question and answers because I realize that there are some persons who are sending in messages. I know that we have gone a long time, but all the information that would have been presented, my viewers, they are important. And this is a presentation that we will be having up on our Facebook page live and also YouTube. So starting tomorrow, the first week of school, we'll be using the first week to place students into their form classes, as well as to place students into their subject classes. So the timetables will be given to students starting tomorrow. The teachers already have their timetable and they will be sharing these timetables with students tomorrow. The issue of uniform, let me say categorically that the Ministry of Education, they have sent out a bulletin that uniforms must be worn for online classes. If you don't have a uniform, you can always wear your PE gear, your top of your PE gear. So parents, I'm not asking you to go and purchase any new uniform at this time. You can use the uniform that you had from last school year. We just want to make sure that the students are appropriately dressed so that they are appropriately seen by persons who will be viewing them, especially our teachers. So yes, uniforms will be asked by your children to be worn for online classes. So Chambers, could you put up the messages? That message. All right, so timetable issued tomorrow, uniforms, yes, those are uniforms are allowed for all students. If you don't have a uniform, you can wear a PE top. When will we get timetable for grade 9? Starting tomorrow. So the first week of school will not be used for teaching per se. It is really to sensitize and to familiarize students with the whole operations for online classes. So it is really to meet your teachers and for teachers to assist you to connect to Google Classrooms and to get you really ready for online classes, to give you the unit topics and to entertain all your questions. There are a number of students who are not yet registered, and I would have been sending out messages in the groups and on our Facebook page live that if you are not registered, you will not be added to a class because we are not sure if you are a student at Kellitz High School. Just over the weekend, I was calling some parents to ask about the registration of their children. And 2 parents told me that their children would have migrated. Now, we may, if I did not do that, those students would have been added to form classes and they are not students of Kellitz High School anymore. So parents, you need to come in to register. So if your child is not added to a form class, the reason is that your child is not registered. So please come in and do so during the course of this week. Now, for students who will not be able to access online classes, as was said earlier, we will be doing printed materials. Our focus mainly will be on the grades 11 and 6 form because those students will be doing exams in a couple of months' time. So we want to put the attention and the focus on those students. Yes, we'll be teaching grade 7 to 10, but we want to expend most of our resources to grades 11, 12, and 13. And parents, you will admit that these are the students who will need more attention. And that was said by your vice principal, Mr. Lewin, for upper school. There are email addresses and passwords at the school for each student, and I'm going to ask parents to make the arrangement for those passwords and email. You need them for the learning management system, Google Classroom, for your students to access the materials. Could you put about that question, Mr. Chambers? When will we get the timetable and the passcode? Timetables will be issued starting tomorrow. The passcode will be given by the teacher. So once you log on and you're placed in a class, the teacher will give you the passcode. So all of those information you will receive starting tomorrow. Parents, remember that at the beginning of every school year, there are going to be many challenges. And this time around, it's going to be even more for online classes. All right, there's another question on the screen. I would like to find out the cost for Cape Students School. I would like to also find out when we'll receive timetable for grade 7 students along with passcodes. All right, I think I answered the last part of your question already. The timetable will be issued starting tomorrow and the passcodes as well. For sixth form, once your child applies and is successful, then they will get all the information, costing, uniform, and the operations. So I will not provide that information on here, but get the applications in by tomorrow. As was said earlier by our sixth form coordinator, the online applications are now available. Just go to the Kellett High School Facebook page and you can send me a message if you are not able to, because not all persons are on Facebook. Mr. Chambers, you could give my number to the parents. You could just send me a message and I'll send you a link, and you just go to that link. And yes, my number is running across the screen now. You just click on that link, you apply, and it comes straight to us. All right, so you can send in your question at this time. If you did not hear, I just answered that question, Shady PD. I will not be able to share the cost on here. Once you apply, you will get that information. So I hope that I'm making myself clear. I will not share the cost of the sixth form school fee. Once you apply, you will be getting a call to do an interview, which will be online, and all of those information will be shared with the applicants. Sir, for my child to register, should I get the passcode? No, you come to the school, do the registration, and you collect what you'll get at the school is the email address and your password, not the passcode, but the password to your email address. Now, the passcode for each class will be given by the subject teacher. So the first thing that you need to do is to come to the school and do the registration. We would have relaxed some of the registration restriction rules on the requirement for registration. So for medicals, we are now waiving medicals because we do not want our students to be at risk at the doctors. So you can come in, do your registration without doing a medical. All right. So please send those questions coming in because we want to close off by 9 o'clock the latest. But we have 2 more presentations, and we have our work experience coordinator, and he's in studio with me. I'm just going to get him mic up. He will be sharing with you the whole work experience program, especially for online. So he's getting his mic and everything in place. Mr. Chambers will be joining us shortly. All right, so Mr. Chambers, thank you for joining us, sir. I know it's late, but I know that you are making the sacrifice to speak to our viewers. So could you go ahead and share with us about the work experience program.
Good evening, everyone.
Your mic is unmute your mic.
Good evening, everyone. The work experience program. Before I get there, let me just introduce myself. My name is Kamar Chambers, and I am a past student of this noble institution. Right? I've been working at this institution since 2006, September. Right? And I take it as a pleasure to be able to share my knowledge and experience with our students. So most of the times I'm working in the background, right? On Sundays, you dear Mr. Harris referring to Mr. Chambers. Yes, I carry some other responsibilities at the school, which includes systems administrator, timetable coordinator, among several other things, right? So work experience is a program designed by the Ministry of Education for students of for when they're getting ready to enter into the working world, which is at the end of their grade 11 school tenure. Right, so students at grade 11, what the program does is the coordinator would have go out and seek workstations for them. Right, I would have gone out into the society, look at workstation that suits our students as it relates to their career path, and assess the readiness of these workstations. And then students that are interested, they would be placed for work experience there. And then I would assess them from time to time. But looking at the COVID situation, we're realizing that to have our students going out in the working world would be putting them at some kind of danger. So we, as work experience coordinator of the Clarendon chapter, we met and we decided that the students would complete work experience in-house. That is, they would be working on the school campuses in the different subject areas, assisting the teachers, and so on and so forth. However, seeing that the Ministry of Education or the Minister of Education has announced that to face classes, we are yet to meet to decide on the way forward. But rest assured that the coordinators of Clarendon are very concerned, and we will come up with something to get our students the experience that they so need when they go out into the working world. Because at the end of high school, you would be learning a lot of things as a student. However, you have not got the chance to put these into practice, and that is what the program is for, to ensure that students put some things in practice so that they can learn from their experience, and then going forward they would learn from some of those mistakes, and they would not be making those mistakes whenever they're placed in the actual working world after completing our school. So basically that is what the program is all about. So just listen out from the school, whatever new development comes as it relates to the program, we'll be passing it on through the different groups. As a coordinator, I will be setting up my Google Classroom as well. That is going to contain information as it relates to how they prepare themselves for interviews, or they complete their application and resume and so on and so forth. And I'll invite them to participate in discussions and so on and so forth, so that they can be ready, because at the end of the day, the objective of schools is to get students ready for the working world. And that is the major responsibility of the work experience program. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Sir Chambers, and we'll be hearing more from you as it relates to preparing our students for the working world. All right, and as he said earlier, you would have heard me mentioning a lot about Mr. Chambers. He has a major role to play at Kelly's High School. You will not see him a lot in the on stage, so to speak, but behind the back, he's working to make sure that things are done in a very effective and efficient manner. So even this broadcast that you are viewing, it is because of his initiative why we're able to broadcast. And we want to thank him, and we look forward to continued partnership. So we have one more presentation, my viewers. It might seem long, but remember, this is the orientation that we would have maybe had face-to-face. It would be longer. It would take 1 week to have orientation for all students. And what we have done is really put it in a package to see if we can share with you the important information that you will need. Now, one presentation will not suffice. So we'll be placing messages on our Facebook page, Kelly's High School. We'll be also placing messages in the WhatsApp groups. So please, if you are not in the groups, send me a message, the name of your child, along with their number and the grade that they are going into. So we have one more presentation before we close the orientation for the school year 2020 to 2021. And we have a very important member of our team, the school nurse, and she will be giving you some tips during this time. Ready, Mr. Chambers?
Pleasant good afternoon to all the members of our Kelly's High School family, the parents, guardians, returning students, and a very special welcome to all our new students. I am Nurse Duncan, your school nurse. I hope that you are all doing well and keeping safe by washing your hands, sanitizing your hands, wearing your mask in public, maintaining a physical distance of about 2 arms length, as well as eating foods that are high in vitamin C, such as your oranges, your plums, your guavas, mostly from fruits that are sour, and foods that contain zinc as well, such as nuts, oats, cornmeal, whole wheat, beef, and chicken. There are also your fever grass, your garlic, ginger, and aloe vera that, once they are used properly, especially to make beverages, can also help your immune system to fight off bacteria, fungus, and viruses, especially with this COVID-19 pandemic that we are all facing, not only here in our country, but worldwide. Please remember to stay home if you are sick, and if there's not a serious need for you to go out into the public, especially for those of us who suffer from asthma, sickle cell, any bronchial conditions, rheumatic fever, and heart disease. And a point to remember to keep your medications with you at all times, and as well as your inhalers. For the girls whose parents have given consent for the HPV vaccine, or what we call the human papillomavirus vaccine, which is what will help to prevent cervical cancer. No vaccine will be given until there's physical classes again, or face-to-face classes. I will keep in touch with all of those parents once I get further information from the public health nurse at the Kelly's Health Center. I do hope you have a wonderful day and that you enjoy the Kelly's High School virtual orientation. And if there are any concerns or questions or suggestions, you can reach me on WhatsApp at 799-9478. Do have a wonderful day, and thanks for your time.
All right, thank you, our school nurse. And those are some important tips she will continue to share with the student population, because we want to ensure that our students keep safe during this pandemic. When you enter the campus, she will be the person at the gate to make sure that you are sanitized, your temperature is checked, so that we can protect our staff. So we look forward to hearing more from our school nurse. So as we bring down the curtain on our Kellis High School orientation 2020 for the academic year 2020-2021, I just want to introduce to you our administrative team. So we have teaching staff and we have non-teaching staff. So when you come to the school, you will be interacting with these persons. For our new students, just want to introduce some of our administrative team. So our bursar is Mrs. Harris, and she is in charge of the non-teaching staff. So the non-teaching staff, they are categorized into two groups. We have the administrative staff and we have the ancillary staff. So she's in charge of both staffs. So she's the bursar. Her assistant is Miss Bear, who's the assistant bursar, clerical assistant who works in the bursar's office. We have Miss Gordon. In the general office, the main person who you will interface with is Miss Redway. And on her team, she has Miss Witter and Miss All. Then the person who works directly with the principal is the senior secretary, and she is Mrs. Bailey. So for you to see the principal, you'll have to go through the senior secretary in Mrs. Bailey. What time classes begin? Classes begin at 8 o'clock. Yes, so it's 8. And teachers will, what we have done for the online classes, we have reduced the number of hours that your children will be taught. So it won't be a regular timetable as face-to-face. You will have less contact hours because we know the challenges with internet connectivity. We also know the challenges of being around a computer for extended hours. So we are going to be issuing a smaller timetable in terms of teaching hours. I sent my number from last week to be added to grade 9 PTA WhatsApp group, and until now I have not been added. Georgette, I'm not sure. Could you resend that number? Maybe it's an oversight. Please send it to that number now, and I'll add you as soon as I get off here. Sir, to enter the Google Classroom, I have to use a code. I got the email gone through, but it's asking for a code. Yes, Stephanie, that code will be given by the teacher, and you'll be getting that code starting tomorrow. So yes, your teacher will give you the code. So you have done the right thing thus far by accessing your email, and just wait for the teacher now to give you that code. All right, Stephanie. So those are the members of the administrative team. We also have the ancillary team. And when you come to school, you will meet the cooks, you will meet the janitors, you will meet the groundsmen, you will meet the watchmen and the security guards. So we have a comprehensive team of workers here at Kellis High School to serve you. We also have our board of management, headed by our chairman, Mr. Miller. He was supposed to join us, but he sends best regards to us all, and he hopes that we will have a successful year, even though we'll be having many challenges. But even though we are going to have challenges, parents and students, we at Kellis High School will be providing everything for you to have a successful year. So if we have 7 minutes before we close this broadcast, so if you have any question, please send it now if those questions have not been answered. I know that you will have more questions in the ensuing days, but we will be here to answer those questions and to guide you through the process. Before I go, I want to thank a past student Last week, Principal's Hour, he would have indicated on here how could he assist the school. And I reached out to him, and I want to thank him for his generous contribution. Now, he's the reason why we're able to stream this broadcast to YouTube. Up to last week, we had the free version of StreamYard, where we could only stream to Facebook. But because of the intervention of one Alistair Grant, a past student, yes, Alistair Grant, and the labeling, yes, you realize now that we have our own labeling. Last week we had StreamYard in the background. Now we can have our official Kellett's High School logo. And it is because of the intervention of Mr. Alistair Grant, who gave us a contribution to see to it that we could purchase this application, which we'll be using for the rest of the year. And we want to thank him. We want to also send out a plug to other past students to come on board and assist us so we can assist the students, especially the less fortunate. Lillian Morris have a question there, Mr. Chambers. What I want to know, I know there is no laptop or tablets at school at this moment, but do the children of grade 8, 7, 8, and 9 who is on path, are they entitled to these too? Because I hear on the news. Please let me know. Only 4, 5, 6. All right. Basically, Lillian, what the government has said is that they will pay more attention to, at this moment, you know that things do take time to get into motion. So the government has announced that they will assist mainly the students from grades 10 to 13, because they are the ones who will be doing CXC and CAPE subjects in coming months. So those students will be getting the priority to get access to laptops and tablets. But let me easy to say that those laptops and tablets, they are not at the school just yet. So as soon as we get through, we will pass on that information, because we'll be on here every Sunday, at least 1 hour. Today is different because it is our orientation. So that is why we have an extended broadcast. But for other Sundays, we'll be doing just 1 hour, and we'll be sharing updates. All right, Lillian. So we move to Gillian Lacey. Still awaiting instructions on the website. We should visit with the emails and password. I'm not sure about the website. What you need to do, Gillian, is go to regular Google Mail. It's a Google Mail account that your child will have received. Go into the mail section, type in that email that you received, and it will ask for the password that you received, and you are good to go. You don't need to go on any special website or download any application. You just need to go to Google Mail, sign in like how you'd sign into a regular mail, and you are good to go. But tomorrow, your form teacher will walk the students through the process, so you'll get more information on that, Miss Lacey. All right, so we just have 3 minutes before we close the broadcast. Yeah, we get one more picture, Mr. Chambers, so let me see if I can bring up that picture of Miss R. Henry. Or, yes. So on screen there we have Miss R. Henry, and she's a teacher of business, and she's also the person in charge of cadet. So boys and girls, when you start face-to-face interaction at Kellett's, this officer, Miss Henry, is in charge of the cadet, and she's also a teacher of business. She's also the form teacher for 10 TVOP 2. So you will get to meet her online in the coming days. All right, so at this time, I want to thank all the participants. Let me just take this question before I continue. When are the transferred students knowing what class they're going into? Tomorrow, Kira, you'll know by tomorrow. Once you're registered, you'll know by tomorrow, all right? So I want to thank all the persons who would have contributed to this orientation in the form of planning. I want to thank my vice principals. I want to thank all my senior teachers. I want to thank all my teachers, the general teaching cohort of Kellis High School. I want to thank my grade coordinators, my heads of departments, and all the persons who would have brought greetings on this orientation this evening. I know that as we start school tomorrow, there will be many questions being asked. But parents, please be patient with us. This norm, no one has ever experienced it before. So the government, the Ministry of Education, Kellis High School, all schools, this is something that we are learning to navigate and to manage daily. So we don't have all the answers. So I'm going to ask the parents and students to be very patient with us. We're doing all that we can at Kellis High School to make your life a little bit easier as it relates to teaching and learning. So we'll be doing our part. All right, big up Alistair. I see you commending us, and we want to big you up as well for that contribution, and we definitely look forward to continued partnership. Yes. So I'm going to encourage us to be very patient and to be tolerant with our teachers as we try to navigate these difficult periods. So thanks for being a part of this orientation. It's our first virtual orientation, so we have created history, and this is something that we will continue to do as we continue to provide you with timely information so that you can understand what is happening at your beloved Kellis High School. So we take the final question from Jillian. So further instructions will be given through, yes, definitely. So I'll be sharing information with you, Miss Lacey, and other parents as soon as school starts tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. It was our pleasure in planning and bringing this orientation to you. And we look forward to see you next week at 5 o'clock. We are still out of landline internet connectivity, but we were able to purchase data because we want to make sure that we have everything in place to bring this orientation to you. So thanks again. Please be safe. Please practice physical distancing. Please wash your hands regularly. Don't touch your eyes, your mouth. And we continue to pray that this coronavirus will go away and we can resume our regular face-to-face contact. Thanks. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and may God bless you.